casual games to working on first-person shooters like Battlefield and so forth. There's all sorts of different opportunities all around the world, so it's really exciting to be working for a place like EA because you have those opportunities.
So what's the biggest EA?
FIFA.
Globally, biggest selling game.
Sorry?
2K, not EA. Oh, I thought it was.
Smaller than us, yeah. 2K is a lot smaller. Yes.
So I want to ask a question because I was wondering because there's a lot of like first-person shooter games out there that are very famous, for example, Call of Duty. So have you guys ever paired up with another company to make a best-selling game?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, well, Dead Space is actually made internally through Visceral. So Visceral is an internal team. But for example, Crysis 3 just came out. Crysis was developed by our partner company in Europe. And so, we're the publisher. So they develop it, we publish it.
We have a group actually called EA Partners, and they're responsible for managing partnerships with different companies. Star Wars, LucasArts, we partnered with LucasArts to publish Star Wars. Rock Band, we partnered with Harmonix. So yeah, that's actually part of EA's strategy, along with various acquisitions like PopCap. Another big part of our strategy is partnering with these different companies that we look at and we value what they're doing to collaborate and make an exciting game.
Have you ever guys partnered with another type of like gaming company, like a big gaming, like Activision or no?
No, that's unlikely.
Just wondering,
No, they're a direct competitor. So, Activision does its thing, we do ours. They've got their strategy, we've got ours. So, I think what we're trying to do, there was this whole Battlefield versus Call of Duty thing going on. Sure, we're competing against Call of Duty, but we're trying to create something very different. We're trying to create a quality game, something that really isn't just you go online and just blast each other to bits, which is Call of Duty. Battlefield requires a little more strategy and a little bit more tactics, exactly, where you have to kind of look at your situation and actually think about how to get out of it.
Because I was talking to my friend about Call of Duty and Battlefield, and he kept saying that Call of Duty is the best, and I kept telling him like the melee in Call of Duty is just one quick knife and they're done. With Battlefield, you have to like take the person, stab them, and then you be able to use them as a shield.
You get all creative with the ways you can die, right?
There's so many options to so many things. Like you can't with Call of Duty, there are limited options. Like with melee, you can't do that. You can't actually So with Battlefield, you can actually use options. You can either stab them and leave it there, or like carry them, or you can do anything.
You can be pretty creative. Yeah. How many of you played Battlefield? Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm sorry. I'm curious. Like, we have one beautiful young lady here, but I'm curious to know, as far as like the designers, the developers, like, how are females represented in this whole game design world?
That is a really excellent question because, traditionally, with how video games have been the last few decades, what has changed is that it's gone from being a hobby to really being a full-time career. And I think that what we're trying to do is really get the word out about that to everybody, that it's not just a hobby, that you can come and have a full-time career and be working in a really successful industry. And what we're trying to do is get the word out to not just, people who've already been participating in the games and who are really, active in the games, but to everybody else with the social casual that's touching a lot more people who would be interested in gaming. And with women at EA, we're really trying to push our recruiting to focus on that because we really feel that they have a really good, diverse way of thinking of how games can be made. Because traditionally in the video game industry, it's been men who have really dominated it. And what we're trying to do is bring in a lot more women so they can, with their unique perspective, with their way of wanting to play games, bring that in so we can have more games that would be playable for a wider audience. So at at EA, we actually have over 20% women worldwide, where the average globally is about 10% at gaming, in other gaming industries. So we're really making a big move to have more women work because we're understanding the value of what they can bring to our game design.
What about diversity in general? Like, because I know it generally isn't like the most diverse. Like, you're not going to see, we're primarily African American and Hispanic in here. How do they play out?
You know, actually, that is that's been a growing population too within the gaming industry. The unique thing about the gaming industry is that it's a very open-minded industry. You have a lot of young professionals who work there. It's just really getting the word out to a more wider audience that we have opportunities and really trying to have people understand what it takes to get into the gaming industry. Because that's the tools. Once you know what kind of skills you need, what kind of education, what kind of experience, then you can utilize that to be able to get into the gaming industry. It's just getting that first step of getting educated on that and then going out and getting that experience, because that's what really counts, is getting that experience. And that's exactly what my team does. Briseida and I work on the diversity and inclusion team at EA, and our main purpose is that we try to get the word out to more groups about opportunities and what it takes to be able to, get the skills so you can obtain those opportunities. So EA is really at the forefront of that kind of effort, because we are the only gaming company in the industry that actually has a team focused on diversity. So, we really find that to be important, and that's something that we're really passionate about. So we're really getting the word out to a whole bunch of different groups worldwide that this is something that's really important to us.